What's up? I am gonna do my morning trading. I'm supposed to do it at 10 a.m. every day. So I've decided now to only take trades between support and resistance levels. This one looks pretty good. So if I zoom out to, that would be a W trade, but it's already passed. We'll see what happens anyway. Let's just go fast so we don't have to waste our day. That is a head and shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder. And it looks like a support level right there. The next line is kind of weird. Is that a 7 a.m. candle? 3 a.m. Interesting. So how are we going to deal with this? Is it 30 long? I mean, probably. Yeah, 33. The up movement's too scary for me and too fast. Alright, I'm not used to my other programs. Let's try drawing in a neckline from here to there. So that would be now left shoulder, giant weird double head, right shoulder. Target will be down here. We won't use those giant wicks. Maybe we should. That looks like a fib retracement. Look, if I do a fib from the bottom to the top of this and make it a normal fib, Danny. 0.618, no, I don't know. Anyway, we're expecting it to come down to here according to head and shoulders patterns. And trade expiry, we haven't really had a break and close at the neckline yet because the neckline's still going down here, so it's probably going to be, let's just move it over there. Now, do I feel like this is a good trade? No, I'm going to flag it to come back to later, but that looks like a good support level. I mean, I'll change that to support just because it's having all these touch, 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 and then breakthrough, and then touch again. So it might even go all the way down to there. I mean, who knows? That's a support level mark from earlier. I don't know when, but apparently. Let's go out to 4 hour and see if we can see that support level. Oh yeah, look here, done. So that's a good support level. Okay. So it looks like a good trade. I mean, according to the rules, there's no reason not to take it. It just feels a bit funny with the shape. It's a V2, so let's just take that. Please excuse me while I type it in. Okay, so that's getting registered with the system. I'll put in here V2. Looks funny, but obeys all the rules. Okay, and save. Let's just check the system registered it. No, it didn't have a too high, so I've got to give it a too high. I'm going to say there. That can be my too high. If it goes above that, I mean, maybe even here. If it goes above that and closes, then we'll count that as a broken trade. Just waiting for the system to read it. Done. Okay, next trade. Oh, we should save that as well. So let's zoom out so we can see the actual pattern. This is a daily value zone, and it's bounced off the bottom of it. Probably should have gotten that, but I didn't. And what's it doing? It's heading up, but there's no. We could do a, what do you call it, trend style. Just put that in as a, make it yellow or something so I can distinguish it from it. That's too difficult to see. Blue. So just a trend line. We could make it so when we get a, if it comes back to here, gets a blue candle off it, then off we go. So how can we program that as a head and shoulders though? I'd have to say the neckline is here, so we'll just do like a we'd expect it to come back to about here, right? Let's make it higher. Let's make it set the value zone. So that's a neckline. We need a break and close and retest. It's going to go the wrong way, so that's not going to work. Okay, I have no way to program that yet. I'll flag it to look at it later and unflag that one. Cat shift, let's zoom out. So here we did a trade. It probably went to 6. Probably it would have entered on this and gone down to here and got a profit, so that's good. So it would have been on this entry with that stop loss up there. I'll have to check in the system and then down to here. Boom, profit. Profit, baby. Just move that up a bit so it doesn't. Yeah. And that would have been 3.5. Ah, fantastic. Interesting. So now we've got a new resistance line up there. It's hit that resistance line. And the average is still saying up. I'll have to test that one if it worked. Okay. I'll mark that one for testing yellow. Oh no, I'll just go through the system. Unmark. Next, Shift Japan. Zooming out, that looks like a bloop staircase, but it's hit a weekly trend line here, and it's getting kind of a head and shoulders pattern, so it might go back down to here. So I'll just preemptively draw in where I think the neckline is going to be. I'm not going to do the actual trade yet. I have to see the rest of it. I have to change that to a PCL. Yeah. So that's, if I move this down to there, that's a weekly support line, weekly trend line as well. So it's bounced off that weekly trend line. If it gives us that, it's got this dropping MFI, but the average is increasing. We'll just mark it to come back to later. Okay. Save. Next. Euro Aussie. Oh look, it's a similar thing. That was Shift Japan, and that's completely, like, they both had this giant, so Euro and Shift had this giant up spike. I'm guessing some news happened there. I don't know what. And here we got like a resistance level, a head and shoulder. I mean, there's a tiny head and shoulders there. 25, but we could probably do that on the 15 minutes. Zooming in here. And let's do the target, and then we could probably do a bigger one later on the hourly one. So there's a resistance line here, and there's a weekly trend line moving right through it as well. So that blocks our. I wouldn't enter that. I'll enter it with a not taken account. Not taken resistance in the middle. So usually the price jumps between. So this is a resistance line. It's hit it. It seems to have rejected it. We'll see. What is this line? This is another resistance line. Okay, I think I'm having too many resistance lines here. Let's zoom out and just clean them up. Is this a resistance line? I see a bounce, a bounce. Yeah, that is a resistance line. This is also, get rid of that one. Delete. This one is a resistance line, or support line in this case, because the line bounce is bouncing off it, and then here it's resistance. Here it's kind of mucked up, it doesn't do much, although there it's effective again. There's a resistance zone, you know. So I guess they are correct. Get back into the 15-minute. Would we take this? I will not take it. But there's this is where everything has to have to decide. Probably it's going to go up to there. If we got a lower, is this lowering? No, it's raising, and it's raising again. So the money flowing in is increasing each time. See here, the price went up a great amount, but the money flowing in only went up a small amount. And here the money flowing in went up a lot, but the price only went up a little bit. Divergence. this trade expiry. I can grab it. It should go over there. If I was going to test this, and then we're going to have a too high line here. Too high. And push that up a little bit. And then this resistance is right in the middle, so we don't really have a target. So I'm going to say no target. That's the other reason. No visible target match. So the head and shoulders target is the head to the neckline to the bottom, but it needs to converge with some other target. Is that that is a previous support level there on the 15-minute. Let's put a line there and then see what touches it. That is a pretty strong on the 1 hour. It's a support level, so I guess it's a weak support. I guess it's okay. Or we can wait for the hourly to come in. Let's bet a 0.5%. No, I don't want to take it. I think we'll get better deals. So indecisive. Account ID. Not taken. And we're giving it a strategy V2. Yes. Okay, so the system's taking that now. I'll drink some coffee. Done, registered. So I'm not taking it. Save. Back to hourly. Let's look for more. But we'll tag that for looking at it later, because maybe we'll get a better trade later. EuroCAD. So here we had an upside down one. It probably didn't make it to profit because it went too low. Look, and then it went up. Of course, why not? And then here we've got a new. Let me move this out the way. Up. A new trend. Move that. Move this. That'll do. So we could enter now, waiting for the next candle and say this is too low. So we'll just do. We don't need a neckline, but we do need a too low line. So if it goes below this, too low, then we won't enter, and the target will be from this stop to that stop, doubled. Wait, other way around. Target will be from that. So this is the hit of the line to the high, and then we want it to hit the next high, which will be up there. This will be an experimental. We'll need a good candle like that with that was a confirmed candle. These are all unconfirmed candles, so we need yeah, I think it should be good. Also, I'll say strategy V2. No, I'll say Quasimodo entry, so we don't even need a neckline. And trade expire will be from this line to that hit, and then again. So trade expire is going to be about here, and we'll give it a bit of extra space like there. Trade expiry. So this is it's bounced off the line. It's had one hit. It seems like a good trend. It's had a good downtrend. It looks like it's going on a good uptrend now. Is it historically pretty range bound? It is. So nice. So we're waiting for that big. Any candle. Have we had a candle here? Like we had a candle. Let's suppose it was going down, but we're not doing down ones. We're doing up ones. There's a confirmed candle there's a non, so it would have gone in on that. If I did do non-confirmed candles, it would have gone in on that, and then eventually lost out. And here it would have gone in there as well. So I need it to be confirmed and market entry. I think that's it. Okay, so we're going to do it as experimental. And Quasimodo. Require confirmation. QM entry. We're going with market, limit, or stop market. Okay, so that's processing, and in the meantime I will put a tick here and say experimental trend QM market Quasimodo. So that's registered. Great. See how that goes. Euro Chiff. I wanted to get through these quickly. I want to look at that. That's a big 4-arrow W pattern. Chick, chick, chick. It's probably going to carry on going up. MFI went bleh. Look at this. We tried to get a long trade. We should have put that in as a support. Why would it? I would try to do a trend trade. If we put that as a, okay, so that means we'll go back to our other trade and re-register it, and we'll put in a support line here, so that if it bounces off that, then a resistance in this case, then it'll get a rejection. Go dash dash replace. I'm just going to replace the original trade with a new one with this resistance line in, so that if it does get a reversal off it, then it will not, it'll close the trade. That's my new thing to learn about trend trades. Okay, that's done. So here you can see I took a trend trade, experimental trend continuation. And where did it enter? And it went below the trend. I should have put like a too low. I did a too low. Okay. Did I do a too low on this one? There's my too low. So if it goes below the original level, okay. So that trend continuation obviously failed. Here it had lots of touches. Dunk, 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 dunk. Well, I don't know. I'll have to look in the computer to see what actually happened. Euro pound. There was an M entry. Oh, the M entry probably succeeded, so that's good. I'll check that. Euro Chiff. And just going up and up. There's another trend, you see. Just hook up as many touches as I can. Maybe like that. Maybe just forget that one and go here. Da, da, da. But now we're going to wait for that trend to break, I guess. There's no entry right now. Okay, Euro Kiwi. We did it. We're already in a trade for that. Was this neckline? I don't know if I actually traded it. This looks like it's getting rejected at a support line here. I'll just paint it in, but it's too late now. See, it's obviously getting a lot of rejections off it. Euro US. There we go. That's going to be a 15-minute reversal. It's coming off a weekly trend line. So as a 15-minute, I could do that. Let's see where the target is. So I would take that as the head, as the shoulder, but because it's got lower, I'm going to take that as the shoulder now. And target is there, and this got to be touched to that. The target's down here. Probably could go even further, and then I guess the 2 high is going to be around there, a bit higher, 2 high, and trade expiry is going to be like from here to there, like really far away in the future. Trade expiry. So at the trade expiry line, it just closes the trade, no matter what. And neckline V2. So now my question is, does this level, if I draw it in, have any special significance in the past? I'm going to put it as suspect level. So now I can zoom out and see it's not really a target anywhere. Have we ever been to that level in the past? Oh yeah, daily. Let's go to the 4 hour. It does seem to be like an accumulation level. It's sticking to it. Here it's a support resistance, so I think that is a fair target. Back on the 15-minute. Now, do we want to take the trade? Do we have any divergence? This is just sitting right up there at overbought. If we go, it's like a slight divergence down because the price went up a lot, but the MFI went down kind of flattish. So I'd say medium divergence. I guess this is worth taking. This is Euro US. So we're doing a lot of bets that the Euro is going to go down. Maybe we need to choose which one we actually want to look at. Will we take it? I guess yes. It just seems like a normal entry. 15-minute. We'll see how we go. And register. Should we be recording any support levels in here? I guess we should. Just waiting for the system to register it. So we'd go up to the hourly. And we've got this, we'll draw that line back in here, and we'll just see if there's any support levels between here, or support and resistance between here and here that we care about on the hourly. Going back in time, I mean there in the middle, right in the middle of them, maybe a few hits there. Oh yeah, that's pretty good actually. So we'll do a support right here, right in the middle. Because getting a few hits, and it's got a rejection there. Got a rejection there, so that's a pretty strong support level. So we'll get rid of that one. Do we need that one? It is of itself a support, so we should go back into 15 minutes. We could register the neckline itself as a support level. Just in case something funky happened. And now we'll re-register the trade, replace. Cool. It's very flat, that's the weird thing. So it's got a good run up, but then it's really flat here for some reason, which makes me feel bad. And I got some news coming, that Euro news, so we'll see what happens after that. Okay, so that's registered and save. Back to 1 hour. Euro ZAR, I entered here and it went too high, so nothing to do. I mean, I could just remove that from the system. I'll get to that. Pound Aussie, cup and handle. I thought it was going to be a cup and handle, but the handle didn't form. It just went blep. Okay, pound CAD. What happened there? I put a neckline and then it didn't continue, so I guess that's good. Is there any new trades here? It's in this daily. No, it's just kind of stuck in the middle there. W pattern probably never formed. Anything there? See, that's a handle and cup. I guess that's a continuation pattern. Handle and cup, but then it went down, so who knows? That's a cup and handle, right? That's a really spiky cup. If I put a line here, it's coming off this level, which has been support. Looks so much support here. I'll just put a neckline there. Neckline. So is this price coming back a rejection, or is it a discount so we can get in? Because we're trading reversals. That seems like a fair target. The price has been there before quite a lot. And our too low line would be here. And trade expiry would be from here to there, and then double and double again, so here. We haven't had any entry line, so cup and handle's gonna go whoop like that, so it's gonna be straight in. So we'll record it as experimental, I guess, because account ID experimental, skip BCR. Big break and close, so it's going to go straight in, and that's registering now, so we'll just put in here. It's experimental because it's cup and handle. Cup and handle, experimental, skip BCR, so I know what I did when I enter the thing when I come back later to see what happened. Save, that's registered. Pound US. This looks like it's gonna be a head and shoulder, so I'll just mark it to check later. Pound ZAR. Look, it really tried to get up there. I should have marked that as a support level and it would have closed the trade. What's the expiry? There's no expiry. What the? Expiry should be there. Is there an expiry? Oh, there it is. I'll just move it. So at this point, it's reversed off that support level a few times. Let's write it as drawing the support levels is basically here. And that's a big support off it. So if we were in right now, I guess, I don't know if we are in or not. I would be closing it now because it's taken off that support so many times. So I'll leave it tagged because I've got to close it. This is a 1 hour, yeah. Is it a 1 hour or a 4 hour? Because that neckline does not look like a 1 hour. Undo. I'll just get rid of that. I can't undo, but I can destroy. That does not look like a 1 hour neckline. Maybe it's a 4 hour trade. It is a 4 hour trade. Okay. In that case, we haven't had a... I'll just undo everything I've done. I should have put 4 hour on here. You know how I know it's a 4 hour trade? It's because the neckline did not look right on the 1 hour. So I guess it gets to run. Delete that. Put the trade expiry back where it was, roughly over there. So we just let it run because it's a 4 hour. And save. Next. New Zealand CAD. Let's have a look. Look at that beautiful head and shoulders, shoulder, head, shoulder, but I bet that's a 7 AM candle. It is. The 7 AM was when the broker just makes up their own prices. And 8 AM it's back to reality. So I just use that as the neckline. And is this a 7 a.m. candle? That's 9:10. So that's like, I don't know, what is 9:10, like Japan closing? Is it Japanese? That's New Zealand. Okay. So that every market open and market close makes some kind of a big movement usually. And it's a daily value zone, so that people like the price to be here, but it's also a liquidity grabbing place. So I will put a 2 high there. See, I'm tempted. I could put it right here on top of these candles, which is probably where I should put it. But then, what if it goes a little bit higher and then goes into profit? I'll just put it way up here. I think this is a good trade. Is this a target? I mean, it's obviously, price has been there many times, so it's good. It's not really a support resistance target, but down here is past it, so it should have a good chance of getting there. Okay, normal entry. Target may not be perfect. I mean, if we're gonna go all the way down, let's go there. The, what do you call these things? The averages are way up. That's against us. But then they were here too, and that would have been a perfect entry. Like if we did, see, there's a neckline that would have gone to profit, and then here's another neckline, which also would have gone to profit. This is like a profitable time for the New Zealand CAD. Boom, profit. Would have gone in there, bam. It only would have got to profit if you did a skip BCR, because that's the entry candle with the cross on top of it. You'd have to go straight in, boom, because otherwise it'd be close, break and close past the neckline, retest, and then your entry candle will be here, and by the time you get that, it's already too late. But anyway, it's a very volatile pair, isn't it? Neckline V2. Will we enter this time? It seems like a good, let's come down through the daily value zone, up to it, rejected it, up to it. There's a good chance it'll come back. So let's take this, and we've got to work out the trade expiry, which will be roughly there, if I guess. I'll give it a bit of extra. Trade expiry there. Okay, and then any support and resistance lines in the middle. This looks like one. Just because it's hitting here and then hitting there, bouncing off, hitting. I have to go back in time. Yeah, it's hit it there, it's hit it there, it's hit it there. So it's a, I'll call that a support line. So if it does reverse off of it, then it'll close the trade. That looks like a normal entry. Let's go. Dun, 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 dun. Are we doing a strategy V2? Or waiting for a break and close? We'll do a strategy V2 and strategy V2 with a limit or market entry. QM entry market. Okay, V2 QM market. So if it gets a Quasimodo, which is like before the break, close and retest of the neckline, it will enter a market, and once the candle is confirmed, which is 2 candles later. Cool. Save. New Zealand Chiff. Look at that beautiful head and shoulders, and I missed it. Let's just make ourselves feel good by drawing it in. Dun, 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 dun. Wow. And then your expiry would be from like there to here. That's not what I wanted. Expiry would be like from there to, so trade expiry would be here, so it would have made it. Look at that. 'That. 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 ' And there's your entry on that candle. Stop loss there, and then roughly the same. It would have made 1.84. So that would have been a nice little entry, but I missed it. What time of day was it up there? 10 p.m. New Zealand, Japan. Always good in the Asian session. Look at that beautiful trend line. I'll just draw that in. Roughly here. I'll just manually draw it. Yeah, there you go. But there's that daily zone, which is probably going to be a resistance. We'll see how that goes. There's nothing on there right now for trading. New Zealand, US, so Kiwi's going up. Oh, there's a trade right there, look. So I would say that's a good trade. Let's check the levels though. So any of these are 7 a.m. candle. This is at 8 a.m. That's okay. So 7 a.m. dumped it down. I thought, oh, technically, because it's over the counter, this stuff, brokers make up their own prices all the time. Should I go with the wicks or without the wicks? I go with the wicks. Or am I just being greedy? And it's definitely a very uppy. And I'll put this too high up here. It looks like it's heading straight for the too high, but anyway. And expiry can be over here, a little bit extra. I'm gonna make this somehow less work and be successful. That looks good. Is that going to be a support line? It looks like yes, because it had a big rejection there and then went through it and then became... It's hard to tell in the past. Yeah, it looks like there's a resistance, resistance, resistance. Touch, 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 touch. That's definitely a support or resistance. I don't know. Just name it one. It'll do the same thing. That's like preventing us from going in. Wait, where's the end? Or I could make that the next line. And then... No. Let's just play by the rules. Okay, I think this is editable, runnable. It's against the trade though, against the trend, which is what I don't like. I'll put it in the not taken because it's against the trend. So the trend is obviously actually pretty range bound there. If you count that as a lower, a high, a low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high. Not taken against the trend. So I'll save it as a not taken. And I'll do this the same experimental count ID not taken. So I'm not taking that, even though it's a good trade, because that's against the trend. Save, like really against the trend. Did I miss a trade? Expiry seems really close. Okay, done. Nearly down there. How many do we have to go? A few. US CAD. Yeah, it's just a big trend down, so I'll draw the trend line in. Bam. Get as many as we can. About there. Why not? Put that down a bit. Could do it from here and do it from there. Boom, boom, boom. So that's probably going to reverse and go up against the trend as well. And that'll be a cup and handle right here. I'm going to put a neckline, but I won't take it. I will mark it as not taken, and I'll put it this way. If I mark it as not taken and actually put it in the system, it's going on my demo account called not taken. And because of the wick and it's against the trend, I'll do it just up to there. And I'll call it a cup and handle because it is. I suppose the handle's there, so then the expiry is going to be double that, which is over here. I didn't draw it. Excuse me. Expiry and close. I want to get this done as much. Oh, what did I just do? Go back. US CAD. I'm pressing the button with my fingers. That'll be a not taken. Head, cup and shoulders. No, cup and handle. C and H, not taken, against the trend. Put that there, and let's just do it. And I'll put skip BCR. But also skip BCR. I always do skip BCR for cup and handle because they're so fast. Okay, I got to save. W trade did not work, obviously, or maybe it did. Maybe that got me. Nah, that's too far out. Probably would have failed. US Japan, head and shoulders, and I missed it. Did it get to profit? Did get the profit. Probably would have gone. It would have done break and close. I probably wouldn't have got an entry, but anyway. Mexican. US is dropping, man, because they're printing so much money. Okay, that's through all the currencies. Should we try indexes? Look at that beautiful head and shoulders there. Look. Missed on that as well. Could have gone straight neckline. Yeah, it's easy to do it in hindsight, isn't it? Wow. And then would it have made trade expiry? I mean, that's the break and close there. So probably I would have put the too high like there, and it would have hit too high and I boarded the trade, so I'd have to do it up here somewhere. That would have got an any entrance, but then the trade expiry would have killed it right here, so it wouldn't have made it to the end. The end was way down there. Anyway, nice to annotate these things. Okay, Germany. Did a head and shoulders there and nothing happened and nothing came of it. Not catered due to news and HTF. Yeah. That was a not taken one. Skip BCR not taken. I'm glad I didn't take it against the higher time frame. That would have been okay. France, Hong Kong. That looks pretty range bound, man. See, there's a shoulder, head, shoulder, and it would have gone, it would be still on the way up. That's a big cup and handle. Handle and cup. Which is a continuation. So, okay, I don't know. Here I did a normal entry, experimental because it's an index. So that would have bounced off this support line here, which I probably didn't mark. If I were going to mark it, it would be here where these rejections are happening. Did I get a rejection candle? No. Oh, that there. So it would have closed the trade way up there. Probably would have made a loss. Okay. SMI, South Africa, Switzerland. What am I doing? There's a head and shoulders. Head and shoulders failed. Head and shoulders won. Continuation, head and shoulders. That's our opportunity to go in now. Dun, dun, dun. Is that what? It's 4 p.m. Okay, that's the 2 hours before the London Open. And neckline V2. So this is what do you call pre-trading? This would be a continuation head and shoulders. We'll see how it goes. We'll come back and check it. Stocks. That's Euro stocks. Okay, it had the big, beautiful. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. UK. Just sitting down by the support line. Beautiful giant head and shoulders and reversal head and shoulders, but too late to enter now. US 2000, there's a beautiful head and shoulder, head, shoulder. Would have made it to profit. These ones can be unmarked. I did a short, I'm pretty sure I did a short on one of these. I was on Russell 2000. On Oanda, I think, not on. Where's my Russell? Russell 2000 is coming. Okay. 500. Did I win? I must have been on Oanda. Okay, US Tech. And last one, commodities. I'll try to get through them quickly because I'm running out of brain power. I don't see any new trades there. I mean, that one's forming a head and shoulders, so I'll mark it. And then these ones I'll get rid of. And gold Aussie, gold US. That's kind of a head and shoulders. It's coming off. So there's two weekly necklines, weekly trend lines. And it's bouncing between them like a pinball. So you could call this a head and shoulders across here. Neckline and target. This is an old too low line we don't need. This looks like, let's see if there's any. Is that a support line? It's only got one rejection. Let's go to 4 hour. See if we can see. That looks like pretty strong support, so we'll add that in. Because it's getting rejections here, almost touches support zone, if you will. That's okay if it reverses off that, because the system already puts a support zone at 1.8 anyway. I don't need that one. It's got a downward slope. Not taken, I mean too high. Little tiny shoulder here, it's a bit suspicious. I wouldn't take it, honestly. It's too funky shaped. I'll put it in the not taken and say too funky shaped. That's the trade expiry. And I'm going to say not taken. Strategy B2, QM entry market. Doesn't have the instrument. I'll have to program that another time. Won't take too funny shaped and weekly trend in the way. I'll just save it. That is platinum, and probably the bid and ask is really far apart. You can see there, they're pretty far apart. I think I won't even bother with these. And look at the bid and ask is always far apart on these. Set up against me from the beginning. Natural gas. There was a head and shoulders. I wonder if that would have made it. I don't think it would have. Let's see. Neckline V2. Should be pretty good at setting these up now. and you would have gone in. Let's do the short position that would have happened. So there is a short position. If you did it with skip BCR, you would have made 3.72. And if you did it with waiting for that to become, that wouldn't have activated. And then you'd go in here and get that position. If you did it with no, we wouldn't even get that, because that wouldn't. Let's go to replay and see if that activated. Select bar. So here is a R wouldn't have activated. Just forget that. In fact, just get rid of replay, because we can see that it wouldn't. There's the entry kind of signal. So if you did skip BCR, it would have entered right there. But if you did confirm, because it gets a candle going the other way, it cancels that first candle. So we'll just stay and we'll just pretend we do it strategy V2. So we need a good candle. So there's a good candle, and then does it activate? It does activate there. So you would enter with a limit order, hoping for it to come back, which it probably wouldn't. This goes down here, this goes here. So probably wouldn't come back. If you ended with market, you would end up down there, but let's just spin through it. So limit order wouldn't have entered, and you hit profit already, so that's it. So the only way to win on that would be skip BCR. Leave. Okay, interesting. Why am I wasting my time? And there's another Head and Shoulder. See, these are so beautiful ones that I should have been getting. That was at 11 p.m. I think so easy to find them after the fact, but unfortunately in real life you can't see the future. There's this one. It's against the trend. Corn, soybean, coffee, that's really range bound. Okay, anyway, I'm running out of energy for trading. I'm gonna go have a break. Orange drink. Thank you for watching my show. If anyone's actually watching, I don't know if I'll upload this. And have a wonderful day.